Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome to another episode of Star Wars Obsessed. This is vintage Biker Scout from Kenner, and I got this in a lot of figures recently. It's very yellowed in the front, and a little bit of yellow in the back. And I don't like that. I've never liked my vintage action figures to be dirty. So, for example, here's my figure from my childhood, and you can see that it's still white. This came out in Return of the Jedi. I wasn't exactly playing with my figures by that time. I was in high school, so I was still collecting, but when I get the figures, all I would do is, look at it, admire it, and then I would put it on display. That's pretty much it. So that's why these later figures like Return of the Jedi would look really good. But this figure, I just can't. It's not something that works for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this, the 40V Cream Peroxide Developer. It has worked for me quite well, and I've done quite a few figures. I've even done a large size Stormtrooper with this. I whitened a TIE Fighter. I've used it on an X-Wing, so this stuff works really well. What I haven't done was just put the developer on, wrap it, and just leave it. What I usually do is I put it in the sun, but this time I'm going to try to do it without the sun, see what happens. Alright, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay this plastic down, because I'm going to wrap the figure in it so the peroxide doesn't dry out. Just gonna pour some out and just, whoops, totally missed. Mostly got it on the side there, but that's okay. Basically, I just put on very liberally. I want as much peroxide on this as possible. All right. I'm putting it on everything, even the areas that are not yellowed, I'm just putting it on. Now to wrap. This way it doesn't dry out. Alright. Now, since it's not going to be in the sun, I imagine this might take a little bit longer, so I'm just going to let this set for several days.
2 weeks later.
I did not put the Biker Scout in sun. I just kept it in this room, and sometimes with complete darkness. Well, how did it work? Let's check it out. I can still see some yellowing, but it's not as yellow as it was before. Now I'm going to go wash this off.
A few moments later.
It looks actually really good. The peroxide cream did a great job at, I guess you could say, diffusing the yellowness. I mean, it's not totally gone. You can still see it, see some of it, but it's not as strong as it was before doing the peroxide treatment. I just noticed that there's this blue on the top there and blue back here. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, the peroxide treatment does work without the sun, but you know what I'm going to do? I still want this to be as white as it can be. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more peroxide cream on this and put it in the sun. That'll make it white. Here we go. I'm going to put a lot of this peroxide cream on, very liberally, because I want it all over. I want to make sure that this gets as white as it can. I do not want I don't want it to look dirty. I don't like that look. I like my figures to look pristine, like it just got off the card. And out to the sun.
4 to 6 days later.
Alright, it's been several days out in the sun. There was even one day I completely forgot about it. I had it facing top up out there all day in the sun. And then the next day I meant to take it back in and completely forgot about it again. So it had like been baking on the top side for 2-3 days, and then I remembered to turn it over. So this side got a day or two of baking in the sun with the peroxide. So hopefully it's much whiter. Let's check it out. I'm going to take it out of the plastic and then wash it off. Here we go. All right, time for the big reveal. Ta-da! Look at that. Wow. That is amazingly white. Here are the comparisons from the first, how it originally looked, and then using the peroxide without sun, and then peroxide with sun. I absolutely love this process. It's a great way of cleaning up figures that have gone really yellow and making them shine again. Beautiful. It even took out some of the blue right there. It's not as prominent. And even in let's see, even up here, some of that blue is gone. But right here, wow, the chest part, very white. And in the back here, beautiful. So let's compare this with my original Biker Scout. All right. Look at that. Wow, you can't really tell. I'm just now noticing the differences. There's a lot more detail in this area than here. Especially here and here. And then even in the mask area, look at that. Right there and right there. Look at, there's this dent right here and nothing here. Interesting differences. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like the legs are black plastic and the white's painted on, because this one looks like the legs are white plastic with the black painted on. And the differences, wow, look at that. Very, whoa, look at this. I just dropped this weapon, but look at the differences. Pretty amazing. And I just noticed that there is a difference. This one says LFL 83, and this one says LFL 1983. This one says made in Hong Kong, and this one is made in Taiwan. Fascinating. But anyway, amazing looking work on this peroxide cream on the white plastic. Looks fantastic. I highly recommend using this treatment if you have very yellowed figures and you want them to look bright white, just like they're off the package. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for watching. To see other videos, click here and here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. See you on the next Star Wars Obsessed.